Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, a pretty interesting headline right here. The Department of Justice, a Montana man pleads guilty to federal wildlife tracking charges as part of years-long effort to create giant hybrid sheep for captive hunting. So this was covered by ABC. This right here is March 14th, 2024. 80-year-old man pleads guilty to genetically engineering giant hybrid sheep in audacious scheme, DOJ announces. It was covered by MSN. Montana man pleads guilty after creating giant hybrid sheep and selling them for captive hunting. So this 6 days ago. Today is so March 13th, 2024. And it was covered by the Cowboy State Daily, a paper out of Wyoming. And March 13th, 2024. And so pretty interesting thing here. They call it mutant hybrid bighorns. So this guy, an 80-year-old guy, they liken it to Jurassic Park, but an 80-year-old Montana man was brought in a while ago. It is Arthur Jack Schubarth Subarth of Vaughn, Montana, and he pleaded guilty to 2 felony wildlife charges, conspiracy to violate the Lacey Act, and substantially violating the Lacey Act according to the Department of Justice. And the Lacey Act prohibits interstate trade in wildlife that has been taken, possessed, transported, or sold in violation of state or federal law. And then what he did was, it's pretty interesting here, with at least 5 others. They used genetic material from parts of the world's largest wild sheep species, the Central Asian's Marco Polo argali, Argali sheep. They use cloning and artificial insemination to create hybrids. Yeah, they took parts of this sheep that they smuggled into the country, which the DOJ says brought parts of the largest sheep in the world, Marco Polo argali sheep, from Kyrgyzstan into the United States without declaring the importation. So, yeah, they smuggled parts of the sheep in, and then they cloned it by sending genetic material from the sheep parts to a lab in order to create cloned embryos, which were then placed in use on his ranch. As a result, a single pure male Marco Polo was created, which he named the Montana Mountain King, or MMK. And then what they did was, the guy Schubarth and the co-conspirators sometimes used MMK semen to impregnate other species of ewes artificially to create hybrid animals. Yeah. So it says here that this is prohibited in Montana. They also went to other states. You know, they sold that semen to other sheep raising places. And right here they forged inspection certificates from veterinarians and falsely claimed they were a permitted species. And right here, they sold semen from MMK to sheep breeders in other states. And he's also accused in court documents of illegally gaining genetic material from Rock Mountain Bighorn sheep in Montana. And so the chief enforcement for Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks said that this kind of crime we uncovered here could threaten the integrity of our wildlife species in Montana. And it's not just Montana, it's anywhere. This is stuff that is just, it's just playing with nature. I don't know. I'm not about cloning. I just, especially here, it says that they wanted to genetically engineer a larger hybrid sheep species that would garner higher prices from shooting preserves. So yeah, they were selling these sheep down to shooting preserves in Texas, I think they said. And, those, once you release them into the wild, they don't necessarily stay on the ranch that you sold them to. So it's just this cloning world. Yeah, I don't know. But this man here, they don't show a picture of him. He went out to do this on he's got a 200 and something acre ranch in Montana. And the Department of Justice put resources towards it. Right here, a 250 acre alternative lifestyle ranch in Vaughan. And the Shoebarth Ranch is engaged in the purchase, sale, and breeding of alternative livestock, such as mountain sheep, mountain goats, and various Ungulates, Ungulates. The primary market for Shoebarth livestock is captive hunting operations, also known as shooting preserves or game ranches. So the Fed's taking some crime pretty seriously here. And this man at the bottom here, he faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and up to $250,000 and 3 years supervised released. And he's going to be sentenced on July 11th. And they say that's 5 years in prison. Some of these other articles say for each felony count. Right here, this MSN article says faces up to 5 years in prison for each felony count. So the DOJ doesn't say that, but that article did. So this bull, it's an 80-year-old guy. Okay, so 5 years in prison is a tough sentence. Okay, so this is where the feds are putting their money. These wildlife game wardens, they're serious stuff. I know living in Montana, people are like, oh no, you don't want to do things that go against the game warden. They take things very seriously, and it is because, as they say, it does threaten the integrity of our wildlife species. And it says, Montana here, but it's really everywhere. Because, these are being brought down to Texas. They're getting released. You have the semen going around to other sheep breeders. So this isn't staying in Montana. Okay. So, the feds doing something that maybe is their job. So putting, you can't say tax dollars, as I always say here, currency collapsing debt into something that it doesn't get a whole lot of press. These guys work hard behind the scenes. And let me tell you, like with any law enforcement, these traffickers, these breeders, I'm not saying this 80-year-old guy, but, a lot of them, it's, they're very serious about what they're doing, and they go to protect it. So these wildlife officers, they have a very difficult job. So this is what just happened. Giant hybrid mutant sheep. Stay tuned, people.